Yes, this is High Click Podcast, bringing you the everyday hip hop news and report. This is Rapper Plus. Welcome to the podcast. Yes. What's going on, people? It seems that Cardi B little sister Hennessy feels that she had to defend her sister against Amara Allegra La Negra from Love and Hip Hop Miami, who went on a Breakfast Club and gave side eye to Cardi when asked, was Cardi B famed because she was a lighter chick than what she was? Hennessy took to Instagram to say like the shade and the reactions and all that other stuff. And it was a big thing going back and forth, and people in Twitter got involved and went at Hennessy Carolina, and it's just nonsense. But it is what it is. And basically, Amara La Negra went on to say that she wasn't trying to shade Cardi B and all that other stuff. And Hennessy basically said, my sister's going through the same problem that you was going through, of being a brown woman, and, you know, shades, brown, black, whatever you want to say. It is what it is. It's all black. Whether you so-called mulatto or not, this color thing is nonsense. Like, it nonsense. Once a nigga over this nigga, such, whatever. That's the way they see you. But hey, High Click Podcast, we're not getting into that. Let's get into some news. Yeah. So, what is the dumbest thing you can do? One of the dumbest things you could do is try to chew on a phone battery. A man in China decided he needs to verify his smartphone battery legitimate, how legit it was. So he bit into it. It's a decision that literally blew up in his face. As the now viral video demonstrates, security camera caught January 19th in Nanjing City shows an unidentified man biting into an iPhone battery, presumably to check the authenticity. The move quickly proved a mistake as the battery exploded. Amazingly, the man wasn't seriously hurt in the blast. Since then, the wisdom of chomping down on a toxic lithium battery has been the subject of some debate. Timeline News noted that common people in China to test the authenticity of gold by biting it, which led to Apple insiders to speculate the man somehow thought he could test the battery by biting into it with the same technique as he was testing gold. But it's an iPhone and it's not gold. Idiot. How dumb are you? Like, if you go to HuffPost Odd News, you can see the part of the video or whatever. It's ridiculous. People nowadays. Well, as we move on, Camel beauty pageant banned Botox animals. Who in their right mind? If you're having any type of animal pageant or anything, why would you Botox the animal? Isn't that a form of abuse? That makes no sense. It's crazy. Crazy. Hey, how was Monique so-called Netflix boycott going? Is anybody following her? Cause everybody that seemed like they saying we're not giving up Netflix for Monique, and they're not trying to follow no boycott. I mean, when how many people could really get $500,000? Even though that's kind of low ball for Monique being an Oscar winner and all, but the average person is not getting $500,000 from anything. And she could have moved on with that. She could have made something happen with that. But it is what it is. It's crazy. Let's see. Moving on in the news. Let's see what else is going on. I mean, it's one of those days, like one of those nights, early in the morning on this podcast. But let's get into a little politics. Former RNC chair Michael Steele, Trump evangelistic backers need to shut the hell up. Sick of this. Michael Steele, the former chair of the Republican National Committee, has just about had it with the fucking stupid Christian evangelist leaders supporting Donald Trump no matter what. On Monday, Tony Perkins, head of the conservative Christian nonprofit Family Research Council, said Trump gets a mulligan or do-over over allegations that he paid porn star Stormy Daniels to keep quiet over their reported affair. Still wasn't having it. I have a very simple add emotions at this point, Still said on Hardball on MSNBC. Just shut the hell up and don't ever preach to me about anything ever again. I don't want to hear it. Still at it. If you remember, Michael Steele was going to what he was going to? He was going to the dominatrix and all that stuff and spending Republican money on that when he was in charge and all that. And he had that scandal. If you Google him, you'll see. But hey, how soon people forget? I guess you could throw your little shade when shit is over. Trump paid the porn star off. Keep it quiet that we had an affair. How much can Donald Trump do that they just push under a rug? Like, really? How much? It's like if you just sit back and watch, it's at least a good 10 Trump stories that happen like every day. And they all get pushed under the rug. Nothing ever happens. Oh, we're gonna impeach him, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Yeah. Nothing ever happens. Hey, you ever wonder about that? A lot of talk and no action. Remember, they put Bill Clinton through the ringer because of Monica Lewinsky. Trump has at least a whole bunch of scandals from left to right, from being a bigot, from being with Russia help, with all this other nonsense, and still, he's like Teflon, the Teflon president. You can't touch him. That's crazy. But it is what it is. This is a High Click podcast, and I know I'm supposed to be on hip hop, but there's other stuff going on in the world, and I just have to hit on it. Because if I don't talk about it, who the hell will talk about it? If I don't use this platform to do what I need to do with it, who will do it? Huh? Who? Just answer that question. Yeah. Some music, get your mind right. Oh man, gotta love TMZ, boy. In a TMZ video, DMX, the former Rough Rider rapper, was delivering his testimony at a Chili's bar in St. Louis Lamper International Airport on Monday, January 22nd. X tells the bartender what God had done for him in times of need. The rap vet thanked the Almighty for the good times and the bad times in his life. So I praise God for my difficulties and the situation. Wait a minute. I gotta say this like DMX. Yeah, so I praise God in my difficulties because in this situation I come aware that what God is willing for me to do. He says, I know that God is capable of doing, but I won't know. I don't know what he's willing to do for me until I need to do it for me. That's pretty much what matters. What he will do is the only thing that could be your testimony. What God is willing to do for you and has done for you. Now, if you look closely in the video, there's a glass of alcohol on the bar. We're not sure if DMX is drinking or not. In addition, TMZ is reporting that X bought everyone drinks, which is a kind gesture, but it might be frowned upon about a judge for a person who's supposed to have been clean and got clean in rehab and had drug problems to be consuming alcohol because it leads to other things. But as we all know with DMX, he does have a little addictive nature, addictive problem, like. But anyway, DMX was in town for a concert with E40 and maybe unwisely made a pit stop in the airport bar. DMX attorney Murray Richard told TMZ he was surprised that he was in a bar when he was supposed to be traveling with his sober coach. X has been given permission to travel for concert gigs, but his sober coach needs to keep an eye on him. We're just saying. I mean, people love DMX, and don't get it twisted. If he didn't have a drug problem, he would be one of the greatest rappers. His career would have been even greater. But I mean, they're giving him a chance. They're giving him a sober coach. They're giving him a chance to work and make money. But I don't know. It seems kind of fishy to me. Well, maybe he'll get it together. One day. Yeah. Get your mind right. Well, from one spectrum, from DMX, let's go on to Jill Scott. Jill Scott's estranged husband, Mike Dobson, is seeking $500,000 from the singer for damages that he said he suffered during their union. Additionally, Dobson wants their prenup agreement to be terminated according to documents obtained by Bossip. Scott filed for divorce back in September after 15 months of marriage, and on the same day she filed for the separation, citing irreconcilable differences and inappropriate marital conduct, that such further cohabitation would be unsafe and improper. Under Tennessee state law, the singer filed a divorce petition, and appropriate marital conduct could mean anything from cruel treatment, infidelity, sexual improprieties, or verbal or physical abuse. On the same day that she filed, the Grammy Award-winning singer also got a restraining order.